Let's talk about Geno.
Dear Masahiro Sakurai, in case you were wondering who I am, my name is Geno, and yes, I know I'm awesome. You might have noticed just how awesome I am, since I did make it to your most wanted characters list.
Geno is one of Mario's sidekicks in Super Mario RPG Legend of the Seven Stars, released for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System in 1996. A star spirit that possesses an action figure in order to fight evil with the power of magic and child-friendly bullets, Geno guides Mario on his quest to save the world from the villainous Smithy Gang. Outside of his debut game, Geno has not appeared in any game since, outside of one very small cameo. Despite this, Geno has historically been one of the most popular character requests for Super Smash Bros. I don't want to delve too deeply into why Geno is so popular, as there are far better sources for that information.
Why Geno? Why does everybody want Geno?
But the bottom line is that Geno fans think he's pretty cool and really like his game.
The truth is, if I haven't been playable in a game for over 11 years, and I still have people out there worshipping me, it must mean I am awesome, and that this is the perfect time to include me.
That said, Geno is something of an anomaly among Smash requests. Generally speaking, the most popular Smash requests tend to be major characters, like how King K. Rool is the beloved main antagonist of the Donkey Kong series, how Ridley is the eternal arch-nemesis of Metroid protagonist Samus, or how Isaac is the protagonist of the critically acclaimed Golden Sun series. So a one-off side character from a Mario spin-off game doesn't really fit the usual mold, and that confuses people even within the Smash fandom. I mean, 2 of the comments I got in my first video were about how Geno doesn't make sense. Just as there are tons of fans that support Geno for Smash, there are a ton that just don't get it. And what often happens is that these people go digging to find out what makes Geno special, and it still doesn't make sense. And that's interesting. Why does this happen? Well, it's hype. If you've spent any amount of time following modern pop culture, you've probably seen the word hype thrown around quite a bit. It's an especially prevalent term amongst the Smash fanbase, where you get people making stuff like this, while others remain cautious of hype and urge others to hype responsibly, and even make cute little graphics for it. Indeed, that's pretty typical in a world where fans frequently discuss and criticize a hype culture that engulfs their fandom. But what is hype? Well, as it's most frequently used, it means excitement, which is straightforward enough, but that's not quite what it always meant, and delving into the origins of hype may help shed some light on our present-day understanding and handling of it. To start, the word hype is thought to be derived from the word hyperbole. To use a literal definition from Oxford Dictionary, hype is extravagant or intensive publicity or promotion, and to hype something is to promote or publicize it intensively, often exaggerating its benefits. Already we see the underlying theme of promoting something to excess, but let's dig a little deeper than that. In her article Notes on Hype, communication professor Devon Powers examines the meaning of hype across various fields and offers her own cumulative definition of hype in regards to media studies. Hype is a state of anticipation generated through the circulation of promotion resulting in a crisis of value. This definition requires more explanation. In discussing the circulation of promotion, Powers describes it as information that travels, shape-shifting as it goes, reaching diverse audiences within a bounded period of time and exacerbating the collective expectations of those audiences to a breaking point. The word promotion is also used broadly, describing not only the official promotion put out by an organization, but anything that ends up drawing attention to something, intentional or not. Lastly, Powers argues that hype tends to produce a crisis of value, particularly in the form of publicity. Reputation and attention are increasingly important value forms, able to suggest and confer status, credibility, and other kinds of resources. Hype's ability to taint them, even as it may also be used as an instrument to enhance them, means that it carries wide-ranging implications. That's a lot of definitions, but how is it relevant? Bringing it back to Geno, the multiple bewildered reactions of people who don't understand Geno's popularity can be attributed to the unintentional generation of hype around the character. Regardless of how Geno acquired his popularity, his status is undeniable. Seeing him brought up again and again in the context of Smash is a circulation of promotion. The result of this is that previously neutral observers develop expectations for Geno, and the more they see of him, the higher those expectations become. Eventually, it reaches a point where the actual character can't live up to those expectations, resulting in that crisis of value, or, in this case, backlash. Intrigue can turn to annoyance very quickly if people believe something receives more attention than it deserves. I use Geno as the example because it's reflective of broader trends. It's a really common experience for people to see something with immense popularity and a huge fandom, expose themselves to it, and come out unimpressed. When people are that passionate about something, observers will often wonder if it's possible that they can experience that passion as well. And the answer isn't always yes. People form these expectations for things based on their surroundings, and those expectations are hard to meet. That is, in essence, hype. I'd be remiss to not mention the broader discussion of hype within Smash speculation, but the same basic principles apply. As mentioned in previous videos, Smash frequently faces very vocal backlash when the game's roster doesn't live up to fans' expectations. In some ways, this is inevitable. People who actively engage in speculation are caught in a deluge of not just official promotional material specifically engineered to get fans excited, where every single new character is treated as a huge deal, but also the promotion created by their fellow fans. Something as benign as a couple of chairs can jumpstart speculation and get fans excited for possibilities that won't come to pass. And when something markets itself as the ultimate collection of gaming all-stars, a media crossover the likes of which the world has never seen, it can be hard not to feel like it doesn't live up to its own hype when it doesn't include everything you think deserves to be there. Whether it's a collection of characters or just the one, a new movie, TV show, or any other work of art, hype can set expectations, promises even, that can't be fully realized. The really potent work of art implies a promise to change everything. Surely the world can't bear the awareness induced by true art, that's always renewed and always broken. What reveals the promise as broken is that everyone's now a fan of the art in question, and still the world goes on as before. But while we're on the subject of Geno, I'm actually a Geno fan myself, and I'd love to see him in Smash. Why?
I just think they're neat.
I mean, he's got a cool design, he can do a lot of neat stuff, and I just think he'd be a ton of fun to play as in Smash. I don't really have any super in-depth reasoning beyond that. I've wanted to see him make it in for years, but we still haven't gotten there. And over those years, I've seen how this one character has managed to create an enduring fan base that still celebrates him, creating new content inspired by him and continuing to advocate for his inclusion in Smash. Geno means something to these fans that many observers can't fully grasp. That in itself touches on a major element of any fandom: transformative works. In his book Textual Poachers, Henry Jenkins discusses the process of fans reworking text to suit their individual needs, creating meaning separate from that of the author's intent. In doing so, he invokes The Velveteen Rabbit, a children's book written by Marjorie Williams Bianco and published in 1922. The story centers on a stuffed rabbit who wants to be made real. As one wise toy puts it, real isn't how you are made. It's a thing that happens to you. When a child loves you for a long, long time, not just to play with, but really loves you, then you become real. It doesn't happen all at once. You become. It takes a long time. Generally, by the time you are real, most of your hair has been lopped off, and your eyes drop out and you get loose in the joints and very shabby. But these things don't matter at all, because once you are real, you can't be ugly, except to people who don't understand. Jenkins follows this with his own commentary. The boy's investment in the toy will give it a meaning that was unanticipated by the toy maker, a meaning that comes not from its intrinsic merits or economic value, but rather the significance the child bestows upon the commodity through its use. The boy in Marjorie Williams Bianco's beloved story did not manufacture the Velveteen Rabbit, nor did he choose it as a gift. Yet only the boy has the power to bring the toy to life, and only the boy grieves its loss. Only the boy can make it real. Seen from the perspective of the toy maker, who has an interest in preserving the stuffed animal just as it was made, the Velveteen Rabbit's loose joints and missing eyes represent vandalism, the sign of misuse and rough treatment. Yet for the boy, they are traces of fondly remembered experiences, evidence of his having held the toy too close and pet it too often. In short, marks of its loving use. To engage in fandom often means more than expressing and sharing appreciation for a given work as it was originally designed. More often than not, it also means finding and creating new meanings from that work that may have never been originally intended. Fandom offers a vehicle for fans to create transformative works, to take something and make it their own. Geno is but one example of this transformative process at work. A character originally only intended to be a sidekick in a single game has evolved into something more. He's inspired not just a massive fan base, but art, remixes, comic dubs, mods, analyses, concepts, this video, and ultimately an acknowledgement in Smash itself. Heck, if you want a perfect example, look at how the song Beware the Forest Mushrooms from Super Mario RPG has evolved from the background music for a location where you just happen to meet Geno, into what is basically Geno's unofficial theme song with more remixes and covers than I can feasibly count. Geno fans wanted to see more of him than the original text allowed, and they took it upon themselves to fulfill that wish. That is transformation. As Jenkins notes, the nature of fan creation challenges the media industry's claims to hold copyrights on popular narratives. Once characters enter into a broader circulation, intrude into our living rooms, pervade the fabric of our society, they belong to their audience and not simply to the artists who originated them. Media texts, thus, can and must be remade by their viewers so that potentially significant materials can better speak to their audience's cultural interests and more fully address their desires. It's eye-opening to take a step back and consider how much transformative content fans are able to produce based on their favorite media. Smash speculation itself is transformative, taking the process of character selection and turning it into an interactive narrative that each speculator plays a part of, imbuing it with their own interpretations and personalized meaning. Smash itself can be seen as the product of one video game fan taking beloved characters and putting them together to make something really cool. There's a reason why the very first Smash game opens with toys coming to life. The idea of a child mixing and matching toys of their favorite characters to imagine scenarios that would be impossible in their source material embodies not just Smash as a whole, but the notion of fandom as well. To tie all of this together, if hype is diving into something expecting to find meaning, then transformation is taking something and making your own meaning. Some things may not live up to the hype, and they may not change the world, but they can still be beloved all the same. Sometimes a toy is just a toy. But if it's your toy, then that's all that really matters.